Hello everyone, welcome back to In the Studio. Recently I made a video on creating a counter rhythm to fill out a drum groove. In that video we accomplished that by bouncing out a section of the drum groove and then heavily processing it with filters, distortion, delay, aggressive sidechain, etc. And then played with the timing until we had a nice percussive counter rhythm that filled out the drum groove and then layered that in at a fairly low level. If you want all the details step by step on how to do that, you can check it out in the video. I'll put it up in the card there. But today I was working on this track here and I think it calls for kind of the same treatment. It needs a nice counter rhythm to fill out this groove, but I'm gonna do this in a completely different way. So this will be counter rhythm part 2, this video, and I thought I would invite you along the way. So here we go. I'm going to let you listen to what we're working with here. Right on. So let's make a counter rhythm. So what I'm going to use for this is this little noise perk here, and I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Okay, so first thing, I'm just going to lay down a simple pattern. So I'm going to send this little guy to the piano roll, and I'm just going to do like a simple little hit or a double hit before the beats here, like so. And then let's just hear that. Right on. So already it kind of has this nice kind of rhythmic push to it. But let's add a little processing here. So I want to do a stereo delay on this to really kind of give it some width and let it dance a little bit. So I'm just going to sync these delays, and on the right I'm going to go for a eighth note, and on the left I'm going to do just a quarter. And let's mix this in around, I don't know, 30% or so. Sounds good, I think. The next thing I want to do is add some sort of subtle modulation. So I'm going to try this space modulator. I love this little plugin. You can do a lot with it. It's great for effects and spacey type things. So there's these combo presets here. I'm going to try this Lush Verb B and mix down at a low level. So that's too much. Yeah, that's all I want, is about 2%. Kind of like a chorusy type delay. Yeah. And then let's add a little bit of dirt to this. So I'm going to try some bit crushing. So I'm going to grab this little gravel plugin and reduce the bit depth here. Try around 8 bits. Cool. Subtle, but definitely a difference there. And then let's add some EQ here. So I'm going to cut out all the low end, maybe around 300 or so. Roll off the very top. And then maybe boost some of these up upper mids. Yeah, right around that 2K mark. So let me bring that down a little bit. Cool. I'm going to add some sidechain. Nice. And then mixed in at a more reasonable level. You can hear there. That just really fills the groove out. Let's add some more of these drums in. Without it. Yeah. But there's one more thing. I'm going to turn this back up for a second. There's one more thing I want to do here to make this a little bit more interesting. So let's have a look at the envelope, which I already played around with a little bit and kind of made it a little bit more tight. But I think what might be interesting here is to add some movement to that decay. So I'm going to grab the handy dandy peak controller here, and then on this decay, on the envelope, I'm just going to link that to the peak controller LFO. So it'd be this one here on the Groove 1 track. So accept. And then we're going to adjust the bass here, our starting point, where we want the envelope to be at its most closed. So right about there. That's the most closed I think I want the envelope to be. And then what I'm going to do is kick up this volume here. Not a lot. So we get a little bit of movement with the decay. But instead of a basic sine wave, I'm going to go for a random wave. And then increase the speed. So that decay is opening just a little bit at, you know, an unpredictable random waveform, just to give it that little extra bit of movement and unpredictability. So let's hear that. And if I wanted to open up the decay a little bit more in the arrangement or something, I could just automate the volume here. But I'm going to keep it fairly subtle. And there you go. That's pretty much all there is to it there. And then, you know, mix it in at a reasonable level. And when you take it out, you really notice the difference. It really does add quite a bit to the drums and width. And without. Yeah, you really miss it when you take it out. At least I do. So there you go. That's how I would make a counter rhythm, a different way than I showed you the first time. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment or question, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.